NCIS and all of its many spin-offs still have loads of fans, for good reason. The newest version of NCIS Hawaiʻi has been doing pretty well, and fans had a lot of thoughts when Vanessa Lachey shared some major news about the future of the series. We'll check that out and see what the fans think. Then we will check out how a major character's exit could influence NCIS and a lot more. First, the huge announcement. Vanessa Lachey stars in the newest spin-off as the first female special agent in charge, Jane Tennant. The franchise has always had strong, important female characters, but it is pretty special that she is the first woman in charge of a team and a show. That is what made it extra special that she was the one that got to share with fans that the show was picked up for a full season. When they started making the series, they were only promised to be given a shot. They could make a pilot, and they had 13 episodes to get fans hooked. But it seemed like CBS didn't need that long to make a decision, and after just the first few episodes aired, they decided that they would allow NCIS Hawaiʻi to make a full season. That did not mean that it was renewed for season 2. It meant that the original order of 13 episodes were extended, and they were allowed to make a full season of around 20 to 24 episodes for season 1. Still, it was really great news for the star and the entire series, and she made sure to take a moment and thanked everyone that had any involvement in getting the series up and running. It was equal parts sweet that she wanted to thank everyone and not leave anyone out, and equally funny, since it sounded like an award acceptance speech, one where there is no music to play her off. Still, it's really exciting. Next, we have the fans' reaction. Most fans of the entire show are really loyal. They will normally give any new spin-off at least a chance before they start making their minds up about it. But this time, the reviews were a little bit mixed. There were loads of fans sharing their support and joy that the show would continue on. But every so often, there was someone that felt that this version of the show did not live up to the others. Obviously, not everyone is going to love every single show, and it is also possible that those people just need to get to know the characters a little bit more. We don't know. The show has had pretty decent ratings, and the much-anticipated crossover is sure to push the ratings up even more. Next, the crossover. Most of the previous spin-off shows have all had a backdoor pilot in the original NCIS or one of the other spin-offs, meaning that we got introduced to the new characters while watching the existing series. But that isn't what they did with NCIS Hawaiʻi. Instead, they just shot the pilot, and fans got to meet them there. Now we're finally going to get a look at how this team fits into the bigger world of the NCIS universe. The episode will air on the 28th of March. We will get to see Agent Nick Torres and Agent Jessica Knight traveling to the Aloha State to find a witness. I'm sure that it had to have been super difficult for Wilmer Valderrama and Katrina Law to leave their own show behind and make an appearance on one that films in paradise. If I was them, I would probably have just stuck around. They've already shared pictures from the set, and seeing Torres and Tennant team is fun to see. I'm sure the episode is going to be just as great, and everyone in the NCIS franchise is probably hoping this crossover will go well, so they all get their chance to join the team in Hawaii and solve crimes there. Nothing can quite beat the setting. Now, packing up and moving to Hawaii. NCIS Hawaiʻi has not been renewed or canceled yet, but it sounds like Vanessa Lachey definitely thinks that the series will continue on beyond season 1. She's bet her entire life on it. In a sense, anyway. During sweet videos she and husband Nick shared on social media, it became apparent that their home was almost empty. Turns out, they were packing up their entire lives and moving to Hawaii full-time. I mean, it can't be too much of a sacrifice, and Vanessa has shared that Nick was on board right away. But they must be pretty sure that they'll get renewed. They have even enrolled their 3 kids in school on the island. It is a pretty big change, but one the family decided to make to stay together. Both Nick and Vanessa have pretty full schedules, but they always try for one of them to be home with the kids at all times. And when they take on combined projects like Love is Blind, then they can ensure that their schedule is such that they can take care of the children together. It is a great policy to have. Plus, Vanessa has shared that their children really love their new home. A win all around. Have you watched this new spin-off? What do you think? Will you keep on watching? Let us know in the comments section. Next up, we'll check out why this is a dream job for Vanessa Lachey and some other NCIS news, like yet another spin-off, but this one with a twist, and which major character's exit could could have big repercussions for NCIS. Why this has been a dream job. It was kind of a full circle moment for Vanessa, who grew up as a military brat. Her father served in the Air Force. She moved around a lot for a lot of her childhood, but she grew up in Hawaii, so that background and culture is something that she really understands. And the military culture that is such a big part of NCIS is ingrained in her too. She understands the respect that she needs for the part. It is part of who she is. And being the first female lead in one of these shows is a big honor too. The guys that normally take on those roles are pretty great actors and characters. Just to be counted as one of them is already an honor, according to Vanessa. Getting to be part of this massive and popular franchise has to be really special. But now the franchise is set to grow even more. Next, the newest spin-off. NCIS is set to expand once again, and this time they will be going down under. The new show that was announced recently will be NCIS Sydney. The show will be completely set in Australia, and I think it is safe to say that a crossover episode with the new series is going to be a bit of a logistical nightmare. We doubt it will ever happen. Some rumors had already started flying around about the cast of the new show, with no one being announced just yet. There were some rumors that they could be sending Kota Pablo's Ziva David to star in the show. Fans would love for her to make yet another comeback, but hopefully this time joined by her family, and probably on the original NCIS where she starred. But either way, these rumors seem to have no basis, since the creators of the show have since said that the cast and crew of the show will all be Australian. It will be the first international version of NCIS that will be made, and it is going to be interesting to see the new take on the show. It probably won't completely stray from the others though, since Shane Brennan, who is the creator of NCIS Los Angeles and also Australian, will be involved with the project. They hope to start airing this new spin-off in 2023, and I am sure as the project gets closer to filming, we will start to hear more details. Could a major character's departure spell disaster for NCIS? If you aren't caught up on the latest from NCIS, then you might want to skip this next part. A massive spoiler ahead. Okay, so the unthinkable happened. After more than 400 episodes, Mark Harmon left the cast of NCIS for good. The writing had been on the wall for a while, but none of us really thought that there was any way that they could write Leroy Jethro Gibbs out of the show. What is NCIS without Gibbs? And that is the problem. Many fans feel the same way. I mean, honestly, I am a die-hard watched from episode 1, never missed an episode type of fan of this series. And even I wasn't so sure that I could keep watching after Harmon left. McGee is still in it, and some of the new cast has great characters, but Gibbs just left a hole in the series. It's still good, it's just not the same. And now for the first time ever in the history of the show, there are doubts if it will get renewed. It is now down around 25% from the last season's rating average. That is massive. They haven't made any announcements yet, but I really hope that this change won't spell the end for one of my favorite shows. Which of the NCIS shows is your favorite? Let us know in the comments section. Thanks for watching!